I collect only first editions of poetry because I love the idea of kind of holding in my hands the very first time a poem appeared in the public eye. That's something that feels very kind of special. And trying to find the actual first, the very
Meaning
first.
in a periodical.
Right. Often it was in a periodical. Sometimes it's a book. But in the case of The Waste Land, Eliot first publishes it in a magazine that he edits in the first edition. So it's volume 1, number 1 of The Criterion, which is a magazine he has founded. What you have is, you see it there. There's a plan of a novel by Dostoevsky. And then you have The Waste Land by T.S. Eliot. You look at the opening lines, the famous opening lines, right? April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain. So that is an inversion of a very traditional idea in English literature, which is that the spring is the period of birth, rebirth, renewal. It's when everything comes to life. And the foundational work of English literature, Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, begins when that April with its sweet showers bathes liquor into the veins and brings forth flowers. So that's the imagery of Chaucer that he's inverting. But of course you have to know Chaucer to know that. So why is he doing that? The shadow of this poem is World War I and the devastation that World War I causes. April is the month where many of the worst battles in World War I took place because it was the spring. It was when the winter recedes, when the snow melts, and you can have the big offensives. So in many people's memory, by 1922, April is the period when you had these horrific massacres that would take place. So April is in fact the cruelest month. You think of winter as bad, but he says no. Winter kept us warm, covering earth in forgetful snow. The snow blanketed all the misery of the trenches. And then when the snow melts, all of a sudden you see the corpses and the battles begin. We don't realize the degree to which it really completely shattered the world. The three great European empires, the Russian Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and the German Empire, all collapse. Russia becomes communist. The whole world of class, of aristocracy, of the idea of progress, all is destroyed by World War I. So the poem is really about the idea of the collapse of Western civilization.